Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Lance Letain. I'm with Parkinson Canada. I'm here in my office in Winnipeg, and I'd like to welcome you to the Parkinson Canada Manitoba Facebook group at home workout exercise class. This is class number 7. Hello, Blair. I see Blair there. So it's class number 7, and I'd like to give you a big congratulations for taking part of this exercise class. You're showing really good behavior. We all know that behavior kind of impacts how we feel about ourselves. I could say for Blair that his behavior, he went out for a 5-mile walk today in the beautiful sunshine that we're having here in Winnipeg, and I'm sure he feels really good about that. So again, taking control of our behaviors affects how we feel, and it also, of course, helps us physiologically. Regular exercise, make it a part of our daily routine. It helps people living with Parkinson's disease manage their symptoms. Hello, Betty and Rick. See you guys there too. Excellent. So today we're going to be introducing a few different things, but before we get to the exercises, hi Ruth. Just going to touch base with goal setting and how to set goals. So I've been putting a little bit of thought into this, and it usually comes down to setting goals. And some people just can do it naturally. Other people, it might be an introduction for them of how to set goals. So I thought over these next few weeks, every class I'll introduce one new concept related to goal setting. And so for today's concept, I'm just going to talk to you about making your goals specific. So there's a difference between kind of being general and specific when you're setting goals for exercise. A general goal would be, I want to get exercise. That's good, but it would be better if you could set yourself a specific goal. Like, hello, Jim and Wanda. If you could set yourself a specific goal. Hi, Cheryl. A specific goal to walk 5 kilometers by summer's end. And of course, you're going to have all the little steps, all the little kilometers you want to make before you get to that 5-kilometer mark. So, yes. Number 1 with goal setting, make it specific. On tomorrow's class, I'm going to talk about another concept related to goal setting. Benefits of exercise. I thought it would be good to touch base on that. Number 1 is it increases your energy level. It's kind of interesting how the body works. The body and the mind is the more you exercise, the more energy you have, and that seems almost counterintuitive. That if you're going to exercise, you're going to be more tired. But actually, when you do exercise regularly, you're going to have more energy. So that's a really good thing. Improved sleep patterns is another benefit from exercise. Not only will you be able to fall asleep faster, but you'll get more sound sleep. You'll not wake up as much. And number 3, and most specific, what I like to talk about with exercise and Parkinson's disease is how it affects your nervous system. When you exercise more regularly, your brain and body are able to adapt, and it's able to receive dopamine more efficiently. And of course, we know that dopamine is the issue. So when you are exercising, your body and your brain, and the message has to get passed across the synapse. Your body and brain are going to be more receptive to receiving that dopamine, and that's what we're looking for. Okay, next we have, I wanted to touch with a few shout outs. Said hi to Ruth and Blair and Jim and Wanda and Cheryl, and of course Rick, Betty, and Blair. I'd also like to say a big shout out to, we have Susan, and help me with this one, Zarkilia, and we have Jimena, Elizabeth, Pete, Rajon, Bev, Barbara, Janet, and Martin. The class is getting bigger all the time, and it's so fantastic. I like that we're branching down into the United States of America, our great neighbors down there. We have people on the East Coast, West Coast. We have people from Quebec, the lovely, lovely province of Quebec, where my family is from. That's it for the shoutouts. So I mentioned earlier on at the beginning that I'm going to be introducing a few new moves to our routine. every class I like to try and change it up a little bit just to keep it fresh. But of course, we're going to have our core series of movements that are going to be involved. So for the muscular strength and endurance, you will need either your cans of beans or soup cans, or if you have hand weights, you could use your hand weights. Or for those of you that have TheraBands or surgical tubing, you could use that. If you don't have anything, that's okay. We can use gravity or we can use our body weight. But yeah, so we're going to be doing some chest presses. We're going to be pushing our arms away from our body. That's going to be new. And we're also going to do, I'm going to call it our Saturday Night Fever move. So I think you know what that involves. But before we get into the movement, your safety is of the utmost importance to me. So I want to make sure, for those of you, I never brought this up before, for those of you that need an EpiPen, maybe you just want to have that nearby. For those of you that have asthma or breathing issues, if you have an inhaler, might not be a bad idea to have that close by as well. I know I've kind of talked about it before, but do you have a plan for an emergency? Like, say if you're not feeling very well, if you feel there's something going on with your heart, do you have a plan for an emergency? Like keeping your phone nearby, or if you have multiple phones throughout your apartment or your house, are they charged and are they ready to go? Do you know the cross streets of where you're living at? Maybe you've just moved into a new condominium and you're not exactly sure where the cross streets are at. If you do have to phone 911, it would be really good to have the cross streets written down. You ideally kind of want to have it near your phone. So know your cross streets. Do you know the phone number to your building? If there is an issue and maybe you're not able to answer the phone, if somebody calls you back, will they have the phone number to the building and or the manager of the building you're at? That's for those of you, of course, that are living in an apartment or a condominium sort of setting. Who can help you? Is there a neighbor that's close by that can give you a hand? So I would have all this written down, and this is something you're going to want to practice. Hopefully you never have to use it, but just in case, you'll have at least practiced it once or twice, and you feel very comfortable in being able to follow through with a plan in case there's an emergency. And it might not even be an emergency for you. It could be for a different family member. But yeah, that's kind of related to our safety. And of course, we take a look at our physical safety. Before we start exercising, do you have a safe room to work in? Is there a coffee table that maybe needs to be pushed aside? Is there a chair nearby that you can use if you need to sit down? A lot of these exercises that we're going to be doing are going to involve standing up and sitting down. So it's a good idea to have a chair. All right. Let's get ready to move. Okay, I'm going to move my chair back as I typically do. Probably have to point the camera down just a little bit so you can see my toes. There we go. It's freezing in my house today. The furnace isn't working because it's so nice outside. So I'm in my basement, and of course it's typically a little bit cooler in the basement. So you know what we do. You know how we start off our warm-up. We do it the same every time. We're going to do the slap, clap, and snap. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, good stuff. Okay, like last class too, I'm going to be a little bit more cognizant of the pace. I'm going to try and keep things a little bit more on the chill side so that everybody can follow. Okay, so now we're going to do something that we haven't done yet. We're going to do our ankle rotation. So if you're sitting there, sit up nice and straight. Let's pull our shoulders back. You're just going to raise one leg and we're going to just do some ankle circles. If you're standing, it's the same thing. You can stand, hang on to the chair. Let's roll our ankles one way and stop. Let's go the other way. We're getting blood flowing to different parts of our body here. And stop. Other leg if you can. Stick your foot up. Roll your ankle in nice circles. Good rotations. And stop. Let's go the other way. Nice big circles. Oh, it feels good. I heard a nice little creak there. And down. Now we're going to do some fist exercises. So we're going to hold our fists out in front of us like this. Open up nice and wide. Close your fists hard and wide. One more time, closing our fists nice and hard. Stretch your fingers as wide as they can. Last time, close your fists. Open your fingers, wiggle your... There you go. Now relax in the shoulders here. Now we're going to do some wrist circles. You can either have your arms out. This is hard for some people with shoulder issues. So if it's easier for you to keep your arms down, you can keep your arms down. I'm going to keep my arms up though. We're just going to do some wrist circles. We did it with our ankles. So now we're going to do it with our wrists. Nice big circles. And stop. Let's go the other way. I hope you had a great weekend. It was pretty nice here in Manitoba. We're very happy and relax on our shoulders. Okay, now we're going to do a little bit of heel taps. You can sit down or stand up, whatever is best for you. You can watch me. I'm just going to have my feet out in front of me, thinking of my posture with my shoulders pulled back. I'm just going to tap my heels. Tap, 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 tap. So yeah, we're just getting our mind and our body ready for the cardio section that's coming up. Now let's tap our toes. And back to our heels. And toes last time. Okay, and stop. And for those of you that need a sip of water, now would be a good time to have a sip of water, but just make sure you put your water bottle aside so it's not a tripping hazard for you when it gets time to, when we start moving around. All right, so we're entering the cardio section of our exercise here. That's going to be about 15 to 20 minutes of continuous movement. If you can't follow along with the choreography, that's okay. It's not a competition. You know what our core base move is? It's marching. So the big thing is just to keep on moving. And the more muscles we have moving, the better. So if you're marching, try and get your arms into what you're doing. So speaking of marching, I'm going to stand up to start off with. For those of you that need to sit down, by all means, continue sitting down. It's actually harder to sit down and march. And let's march. Nice, slow march. Just getting ready to move. Arms pumping. It's amazing. Talk to the top runners. They all stress the importance of swinging your arms. Okay, let's make it a little bit smaller, but a little bit faster. For those of you that are sitting down, you can follow along. Just remember our posture. Okay, no arms, just our legs. Let's take it wide. And narrow. Now we're going to add our arms in. Wide. And narrow. Continue to breathe. Are you feeling okay? I can just see Rick and Betty right now smiling, following along. Actually, I can't see them, but in my head I can see them. Wide. And narrow. wide and narrow. Okay, no arms, just our legs. Okay, so for those of you that are sitting down, you can follow along. Actually, I'm going to step back a little bit so you can see me a little bit better. So stop your marching. We're just going to step to the side and back. Side and back. Sitting down, it's the same thing. Back, side, and back. Side, side. Side and back. Side and back. Side and back. Side and back. Let's go. Side and back. And back. And back. This is like a modified jumping jack. Side and back, side and back, side and back, side and back. Just our legs and back, side and back. So now we're going to do our disco move. It's going to be side and back, and back. Staying alive and back, side and back, side and back. Slow it down and back, side and back, side and back. For those of you that are in really good shape, side and back. All you have to do is that you make your movements a little bit larger, more exaggerated. When you're doing that, it's going to take more energy, and you'll still get to follow along here. So it would kind of look like for more exaggerated movements. But for myself, with our class, I'm just going to follow like this. Side and back, side and back. Let's march it out. That gets hard. I'm going to sit down, because it gets hard after sitting down trying to do the sides. Okay, let's bring it wide. And narrow. Wide. And narrow. Last time. Wide. And narrow. Okay, no arms, just our legs. Feeling okay? All right. Well, we're going to transition into our heel taps. So I'm going to move my chair a little bit sideways so you see what it looks like. I'll demonstrate standing up too. So heel taps will just be heel out and back, 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 and back, and back. Okay, can we get our arms going? Back and back. Again, the more muscles we're engaging, the better it is. Our body's having to work harder. Our heart's pounding. Breathing a little bit deeper. Spreading oxygen to different parts of our body. Feeling okay? Okay, we're going to transition to a double heel tap. But we're not going to use our arms. So it's going to look like this. Heel out and back. Same heel out and back. Left and back. Left and back. Right and back. And back. And back. And back. Following along? I hope so. And back. And back. And back. And back. So I'm going to add some arms and back. So we're doing double on each side. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Last one. 1 and 2. And march it out. Whew. It's getting a little bit toasty in here. Wide. And narrow. wide, and narrow. Last one, wide, and narrow. Okay, now we're going to transition into that cross-country ski move. Do you remember how that looked? Watch me, I'll demonstrate it first and then you can follow along. So when we're cross-country ski, our right arm will go up and our left leg will go back. So it's going to look like this and back, this and back, this. If you can't do the arms, you can just do the legs. If you can't do the legs, you can just do the arms. The big thing is, keep on moving. Keep going. Sitting down, it's going to look like this. But again, if you can't do the arms or the legs, just pick one. Keep on moving. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Hey, all right, marching out. Good job, guys. We're halfway done. Now we're going to repeat that cycle, and that'll give us our 20 minutes of aerobic activity. And again, that intensity level we're looking for is, think of that talk test. If you're able to sing and move at the same time, you're not intense enough. You have to maybe push yourself a little bit harder. That's where the magic is going to happen. But if you can talk, or if it's a little bit hard to talk, that's where we want to be. Okay, so here we go. We're going to make it wide and narrow, wide and narrow. Last time. Wide and narrow. All right, good job. Now we're going to stop. We're just going to do our side step and back. Side to side. Standing up, it looks like this. Let's get our arms going. So let's go side. It's our modified jump jack. Side and side. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit, being cognizant. It's harder for some people to move as we get a little bit older. For those of us that are living with Parkinson's disease, maybe you're not able to move like you want to. So we'll make some modifications. That could be slowing down. No arms, just our legs. Or it could be smaller movements. Again, the big thing is to keep moving. Okay, let's try our disco arms. Here we go. Side. We're staying alive. Sitting down, it's the same thing. Nice controlled movements. See how high you can point to the sky. Big, nice, long stretches. Heart is racing. That's good. Okay. March it out. Following along? All right. Don't mind me, I'm just trying to read the screen. Okay. So we're going to try the side steps one more time, except we're going to do a double step to the side. So it's going to look like this. Side to side. Side to side. Side to side. Side to side. Right. Left. Actually, you guys are seeing left, right, left. Just follow me. You don't even need to listen. If you're listening to music right now, I'd love to hear what kind of music you're listening to. You can make suggestions to other people. Okay, march it out. Yeah, so if you have any musical suggestions, pass it on. I find music very inspiring. I'm sure other people do too. So we could share that on our group page. All right. So now we're going to go back to the heel taps. I'm going to sit down. You keep standing up if you're standing up. So no arms, just our legs. Heel tap and back. Tap and back. Tap. Tap. Heel tap and back. Heel tap and back. And back. And back. And back. How can we move our arms this time? Maybe we'll do straight arms up. Just shoulder height. For those of you that are standing up, just make sure you're safe. And front. Let's go arms on the side. Just shoulder height if you can. Again, the more muscle groups we have going, the better it is. No arms, just our legs. We're going to go double taps. And 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. 1 and 2. If you're standing up, it's the same thing. And 2. Tap and tap. Tap and tap. Tap. Let's do some bicep curls. If you're standing up and doing this, you're working on your balance too. Your dynamic balance. Tap and tap. Almost getting there, guys. After this, we're going to do our cross-country skiing, and then we'll be done our aerobics. Then we're going to get into our cardio cool down, and our strength and muscular endurance, and tap, tap, no arms, and tap, tap, and tap, tap, and tap. March it out. How you doing? I hope great. I'm sure happy that you're participating today, being a part of this Parkinson Canada Manitoba Facebook group. You're taking control. Controlling what you can. You're going to feel good about something like this. Wide and narrow. Wide and narrow. One more time. Wide and narrow. Okay, no arms, just marching on the spot. Now we're going to get into our cross-country ski. Remember what that looks like? If your left leg goes back, your right arm goes front. It's going to look like this. And back. Nice and slow and controlled. Still have a little bit of snow in my yard. Doing some yard work on the weekend. Found little skiffs of ice and snow here and there, but not much. I think the rain may have melted it. We got late last night. And back. If you can't do the arms, just do the legs. And if you can't do the legs, just do the arms. It matters not. The big thing is to keep on moving. Ready to do 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. March it out. Okay, we're going to be entering our cardio cool down. So we do our cardio cool down. It's because a lot of the muscles, our large muscles, like in our quadriceps and our biceps, They've been taking in a lot of the oxygen-rich blood that we've been breathing in, all that oxygen. So now we just need the oxygen to go back up into our brain so you don't pass out, so you don't feel sick. Okay, slow it down even more. Really nice and slow. Controlled. Okay, bring your legs wide. No legs. Let's just swing our arms back and forth. Shoulder up to shoulder height. And forth. Nice and slow. Controlled. Slowing down our heart. That feels good. For those of you that can, maybe you want to go shoulder height, like just like this. For those of you that can't, that's okay. It's not a challenge. For those of you that can go above your head, you can go above your head. Bring my arms down. Okay, we've done our warm-up. March it out a little bit, nice and slow. We've done our warm-up. We've done our cardio. We're just about done our cardio cool down. Then you can grab a sip of water. Okay, bring it wide. Now we're just gonna tap and tap, tap and tap. So after you've done your cardio cool down, for those of you that need a sip of water, by all means have a sip or two. Just make sure you put your water bottle to the side so it's not going to be a tripping hazard. Tap and tap, tap and tap. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Keep moving around if you can. So grab a sip of water. We're going to be transitioning into our muscular and strength and endurance. So again, for those of you that have cans, you use these for weights by all means. Or if you have hand weights, you could use hand weights. Those are fantastic. Some people have surgical tubing or these TheraBands. These are very, very handy. They don't take up much space and they're really cheap to buy. Or if you don't have anything, you can definitely use just gravity and or your body weight. So we can do the first part here sitting down if you want. If you can, you could also stand up. It's completely up to you. I'm going to demonstrate using the TheraBands and the cans. So before we get into it, I'm just going to show you what it looks like first. If you're using a TheraBand, you're just going to put it behind your back and underneath your arms. So it's going to look like this. And for those of you that have good hand strength, you can just hold it like this. For those of you that are dealing with issues where it's hard to grab onto things, you can wrap it around your wrist. So watch me. I'm going to sit up nice and straight, shoulders are back. My arms are at a 90-degree angle here. I don't know if you can see that there. That's maybe better like that. All I'm going to do is I'm going to push out. Bring my hands together and back. My palms are down. I'm going to point out and back. Hello, Pete. Welcome. So that's what it looks like with a TheraBand. For those of you that have hand weights, or if you have cans of soup or cans of beans, it's going to be the same movement. You're just going to hold the can of beans or your hand weights. Or if you don't have anything, you don't have to hang on to anything. So your arms are at a 90-degree angle, shoulder height. We're going to push out and back. So we're trying to do a 3 count. So it's 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. We're going to do 8. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. That's 2. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2. Nice and slow and controlled. That's the key. Keep on breathing too. 3, 3, 2. It's harder to do things slow and controlled than fast. You're going to get stronger when you do it this way. Remember your posture, sitting up nice and straight. 1, 2. This is number 5. 3, 2, 1. 3 more. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2. 2 more. You can do it. 2, 3, 3. Last one. 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Woo! That's good. So yeah, we're working out our chest, our pectoral region, and of course we're working our deltoids, or our shoulders, at the same time. So that can be a little bit painful. If you couldn't do all the 8 that we're looking for, that's okay. You can just do 3, you can do 2. As many as you can handle is what we're looking for, but we do need you to challenge yourself. That's where the magic happens, is when you push yourself outside that comfort zone. We're not looking for pain. Soreness is okay, but no pain. If you feel any pain, you can just stop, or you can lower your arms. We're going to try 8 more. Are you ready? Okay, here we go. Arms at 90 degrees. Big breath in, and breathe it out. In. And out. That's 2. In and out. 3. Here's 4. Here's 5. And 6. 2 more. Here's 7. And 8. And if you think you can, 1 more for good health. Come on, we can do it. 1 more for good health. Here we go, all together. Oh yeah. Bring it back. Whew. Feels good. Okay, you can put your hand weights aside, or your TheraBands aside, or your cans of beans aside, like I have. Next thing we're going to work on is we're going to work on fall prevention. That, for me, if you're a person living with Parkinson's disease, I totally feel that, you know, you're nervous about falling, and I'd like to spend more of our muscular strength and endurance on working on our muscles that are directly related to preventing falls. Okay, I'm just going to move my chair back again so I can see a little bit better. So for those of you that have a chair with arms, you can definitely use your arms. For those of you that can't stand, that's okay. Maybe just get to the point, or as far as you can stand even. Because, you know, these are the same movements that are involved with getting on and off a toilet. So exercising these muscles, our big quadricep femoris muscle here, is good even for little things like, well, no, they're not little things, getting on and off a toilet. So if you can't stand fully, that's okay. Just try and go as far as you can. For those of you that can, let's think of our posture, sitting up nice and straight, shoulders back. Keep your feet nice and wide, wider than your shoulders. We're going to stand and down. So it's like a 3 count up and a 3 count down. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. This is hard work. Good for you. 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. 3 more. 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. 2 more. 3. 1 more. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Woo! I do know how much hard work that is, and I'd like to commend you for trying to do as many as you could. For those of you that were able to keep up, right on. Okay, next we're going to be going into We're going to be working more of our lower body here. These can be done either sitting down or standing up. I'm going to try and demonstrate both. So the first one we're going to be doing, if you're sitting down, you're just going to have one leg pointed out in front. I'm going to back up so you can see a little bit better. Move to the side. My one leg's pointed out straight. I'm just going to raise my leg up for a count of 3. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. If you're standing up, it's going to look like this, hanging onto my chair. It's going to be 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. We're going to do 6. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. There's 1. 3. 3, 2, 1. There's 2. 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Halfway there. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2. There's 4. 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. One more. Come on, we can do it. One more. 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Good job. That's tough work. Okay. What we do to one leg, we got to do to the other. I'm going to stand up to do this leg. Standing up nice and straight, hanging on to a chair. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. That's 1. 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Of course, we're also working on our balance here. Again, related to falls prevention. Halfway there. 2, 3. So the more we challenge ourselves with our balance, the more adapt we are to getting our balance back if ever we start to lose it. We have 2 more. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Last one. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Woo! That's tough work. Good job. Okay, next we're going to work on our hamstrings. So we're going to do some hamstring curls. This can be done from a standing or a sitting position. I'll demonstrate both. Thinking of my posture, I'm just going to raise my leg. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Other leg. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. I'm going to sit down. That's going to be 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. 2, 1. 4 more. 1, 3. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. 3 more. Good job. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. 2 more. 3. 3, 2, 1. 1, 2, 3. 2, 1. 1 more. 1, 3. 3, 2, 1. Last one. 1, 2, 3. 3, 2, 1. Good job. Next we're going to work on, we're just going to do some knee raises. Again, that can be done from a seated position or a standing position. From a seated position, it's going to look like this. Thinking of my posture, I'm just going to bring my knee up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3. Standing, it's going to look like up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, up, 2, 3, down, 2, 3, up, and down, up, and down. 2 more. Up, and down, up, and down. Last one. Up and down. Up and down. All right, we're almost done our muscular strength and endurance. One more exercise we've got to do. They're called calf raises. For those of you standing, I would encourage you to hang on to a chair. This can of course, be done sitting down as well. So basically, you're going to hang on to your chair. We're just going to go up on our toes and down. If you're sitting down, it's going to look like this. You're just going to go up on your toes and down. That's 2. We're going to do 8. Up, 2, 3. Down, 2, 3. 5 more. Up, 2, 3. Down, 2, 3. Halfway there. Up, 2, 3. Down, 2, 3. Up and down. Last one. Here we go. Up, 2, 3. Down, 2, 3. Awesome job, gang. Way to go. Okay, now we're going to be transitioning into our balance portion of our exercise class here. A lot of the exercises will be familiar to you because we've done them before in the past. So for those of you that are standing up, you're just going to stand holding onto a chair. We're just going to do our hamstring curl, but we're going to hold it there for 8 seconds. 1, 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Changing our legs. Up, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Both feet down on the ground, hanging on to your chair. We're just going to shift our weight from one side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other side, you can stick your arm out. It really does help with your balance when you do this. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Keeping our feet nice and wide. Now we're going to raise our knees for an 8 count. 1, 1,000, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Other leg. What we do to one side, we do to the other. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're going to stretch out our calves. Hanging onto a chair, you're going to stick one leg back, put your toe to the ground. Then you're going to press your heel back, so it's going to look a little bit like this. You should feel the stretch along your calf. Let's hold it there. Of course, we're working on our balance. 5, 6, 7, 8. Feet together. Other foot goes back. Press your toe. Then your heel. Hold it there for 8, 7, 6, 3, 2, 1. All right. We've gone through some of our balance. Now we're going to do a little bit of flexibility. We're going to work on some stretching here. So for this first one, we're going to stretch out our first 2 exercises. It's going to be a hip stretch. It's also going to be a hamstring stretch. And for those of you that are living with sciatica or piriformis syndrome, this stretches feel really good for that. So the first thing we're going to do is that we're going to do a hip stretch. So if you can cross your legs like this, if you can't do it like this, even if you're able to pull your legs across somewhat, that'll work for me. So I was thinking of our posture. You're going to press down on your knee. So you should feel the stretch along the outside of your hip. Continue to breathe, sitting up nice and straight. You're almost done. You've done great. Now we know what we do to one side, what we got to do to the other. So let's change our legs. That feels good. Thinking of our posture. Pressing down on your knee. Should feel the stretch along the outside of your hips. relax. Now we're going to do our hamstring stretch. You know how we do this. Sitting up nice and straight. Stick your one leg out. So it looks like this. Take a big breath in. Push forward, not down. Push forward. Hold the stretch, keeping your head above your heart. You should feel the stretch along the back side of your leg, which is where your hamstring is. Again, that will feel really good if you have sciatica or piriformis syndrome. And continue to breathe. Hold that stretch nice and long. Sitting up nice and straight. Let's do the other leg. Foot goes out. Big breath in. And breathe out. Holding that stretch. That feels good. Continue to hold it. Continue to breathe. Head up nice and straight. Okay, sitting up. Now we're going to work on our chest. So we did a little bit of chest work today with some of the weights. Let's do a big chest stretch. Big wingspan out. Arms at shoulder width, shoulder height if you can. If it's too painful, you just drop your arms. Hold it there. Continue to breathe. Now let's bring our tricep stretch. So you can grab one elbow and pull it across your body. Feel that stretch. Open up nice and wide. It's nice, slow, controlled movement. Continue to breathe. Bringing your arm across, grabbing your elbow. That feels wonderful. And relax. Now we're going to stretch our forearms and our wrists. So I got my arms stretched out in front of me like this. I'm just pulling back on my fingers. For those of us that spend a lot of time behind a computer, typing away, this will feel really nice and good. Relax. Push down. This helps with carpal tunnel syndrome. It's a very common injury, overuse injury. Often work related as well. And relax. What we do to one arm, we do to the other if you can. If it's too hard for you to keep your arms up high, you can drop them down low. It doesn't matter. Still does the same stretch. Hold it there. Breathe. I'm going to push down. Okay, now we're getting into the section of our exercise class where we do Parkinson specific exercises. So let's start off with our fingers. Index, middle, ring, pinky. Ready one more time? Index, middle, ring, pinky. Index, middle, ring, pinky. One more time. Index, middle, ring, pinky. Now we're going to work on some facial exercises here to work on those muscles that prevent the Parkinson mask sort of symptoms that show themselves. So let's raise our eyebrows as high as we can. Working those little muscles around our eyes, forehead, high eyebrows as high as you can. Let's go to a pout. Hold that pout. Smile. Great big smile. Hold that smile. Big smile. We know it's fake, but we got to work on those muscles. Big smile. Okay, now we're going to flare our nostrils here. That's another one that we have to work on. Try and flare your nostril. Big flare. Okay, now we're going to do the lip side stretch. So that's the little muscles around here that are often associated with why we sometimes drool. So you're just going to place the hand along the side of your face. And you're just going to pull back, or we're going to hold it. We're stretching that muscle. Hold it there. and relax. What we do to one side, we do to the other. Stretch that muscle. Hold it there. Of course, you can do these exercises on your own too. Okay, so now we're going to work on our vowels. Try and enunciate as clearly as you can. A, E, I, O, U. One more time. A, E, I, O, U. Last one. A, E, I, O, U. Good job. Now to finish it off, we're going to do some tongue exercises. Sure, we know it's not a sexy thing to do, but it's a reality. We got to get control of our tongue. So the more that we can exercise it, the more control you're going to have over it. Okay, so we're going to stick out our tongue as far as we can. And relax. Oh, I see Pete's recommending Bad Moon Rising by CCR. I would agree with you, Pete. Good choice of music. Now we're going to stick our tongue up as high as we can. All right, back to neutral. We're going to stick it out to one side. Relax. Other side. One more time, each direction. Pete, that is an awesome choice of music. Good. I'm going to actually listen to that when we're done this class. Bad Moon Rising by CCR. So we're going to stick our tongue up and as far out as we can. Relax. Now we're going to stick our tongue down. Now we're going to stick our tongue to this side. And the other side. You're done. You did it. All right. That was like over 55 minutes of exercise we just did. So you went beyond the 50 minutes. That's fantastic. So I'll stick around for a few more minutes. There are a couple things that I want to say. Is that the website launch is going to be happening later on this week. So officially it's going to be happening on April 30th, but maybe you want to check it out May 1st. There's some really exciting news that's involved with the Parkinson Canada Super Walk. Things are changing, I think, for the good. It's going to kind of keep you engaged for a longer period of time, and there's going to be some prizes along the way that are building up month by month, and there's going to be some fantastic activities that John and Amanda and Wendy in our Toronto office have come up with some great ideas to keep us involved, to keep us connected through our group of Parkinson, to keep on exercising and working towards that collaborative goal towards, we're fighting against this disease. So the website launch is going to be April 30th. You might want to check it out May 1st. There might be a few bugs. For those of you that I talked about the predicted walk, well, I did a predicted walk this past weekend with my family and larger family, keeping physical and social distancing things into consideration. I have to edit the video, so I will post it once it's all done editing. But I was also thinking, you know what? It's more than just a predicted walk. There's different ways to do predicted exercises. You could predict how long it's going to take you to run 5 kilometers, if you could run 5 kilometers. If you have a recumbent bicycle, how long it's going to take you to cycle 10 kilometers. Or if you have an exercise bicycle, stationary bicycle, and you have an odometer on it, how long is it going to take you to go a certain distance? So speed isn't the issue. It's how close you get to the time. That's the big thing that matters. Also, I was thinking of motivation earlier on. Fitbits. If you have a Fitbit, they're a great little tool to keep you motivated. You know you need to get so many steps into a day. They're not that expensive of a device to kind of keep you on top of keeping you moving. When you keep on moving, you're going to feel better about yourself. So over the next tomorrow's class, of course, is at 1:30 Central Time. If you have any sort of tidbits of what motivates you, by all means, share them on the Parkinson Canada Manitoba Facebook group page. so that others can see. Like I said, motivation. Sometimes music motivates people. Bad Moon Rising from CCR, definitely motivating music, and I'm going to listen to that when we're done. So with that, it looks like we're at the 2:30 mark here in Manitoba, and I will bid you adieu until I see you tomorrow at 1:30. Thanks for participating, and I'll see you then. Bye bye.